Hi you guys, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. This video is not a downer video, but it is about breast cancer awareness. So I just wanted to mention if breast cancer is, or just the talks of it, because like I said, it's not a downer video, but just the talks of it is a possible trigger. You may want to click off now because I definitely do not want to offend anybody. So this video is in collab with Yadi from Yadi Beaty. I'm sure you guys have heard me speak about Yadi before. I have collabed with Yadi before. Yadi and I have just become really good friends, and over the past month, we've been talking a lot about this video. It's something we're both very passionate about, and please go check out her channel after this and watch her pink look. I just know that it's gonna be beautiful. Yadi has beautiful looks. She's an energetic, powerful woman and just full of life. And I want you to hear her story. But I wanted to start by saying that this video is going up at the last day of the month, which is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, for multiple reasons. One, to celebrate the life of Yadi's mother, Celia. Today would have been her 68th birthday. She did pass of breast cancer when she was just 66 years old. So if we can just have a moment of silence for her, as well as the many others who have lost their lives to this horrific disease. Thank you. And I'm sure I'll cry throughout the video. But as long as it's not an ugly cry, I told Yadi I'm all here for it. And second, because although it's the last day of the month, we don't want breast cancer awareness to end here. Early detection is key. We want to bring awareness. We want everyone, both men and women, and the statistics will shock you. We want both men and women doing self-exams, going to the doctor. I mean, in 2020, there were 276,480 new cases. This is in 2020, you guys. The year isn't even over. And 2,620 cases were men. So if there are men out there that think this is not possible, this cannot happen to me, it can. Early detection is key. And the reality is a sad reality. I really told Yadi the other day, I don't think this is a video that I can film. I'll do the ugly cry, I told her. And then finally, I just said, no, it just needs to get out there. And this was my harsh reality 3 days ago. When a coworker of mine, and this is our text conversation, not all of it, when she called me to tell me that she had just been diagnosed. And this is a coworker, and I'm not going to mention her name for her privacy, but she did agree for me to put up this conversation. And just, my heart was broken. And for her to text me that just her support meant everything to her, and that's really all people are looking for when they hear the news, is that they have an entourage behind them, ready to fight the fight with them. And I'm just optimistic for her. I'm praying for her daily. I was before she got the results, because her and I had spoken before. But when I got that phone call, it was tough. And this is not even somebody I'm really close friends with. But she's a woman. She's human. She's my coworker. And if you haven't been affected personally, you know someone who has. And this disease is fierce. And we need to do what we can to stop it in its tracks. The number of deaths have decreased significantly through early detection, but is still, even if it's one too many. And out of the 276,480,000 women that were diagnosed with breast cancer year to date, 42,170 have lost the battle this year alone. So, with that said, I told Yadi, we're going to bring awareness. We're going to throw these facts out there. So this video is to just bring awareness, and from here on out, we'll just create an amazing pink look to empower those women who have gone through it, are going through it, or know someone that is going through it, as well as the men. We cannot forget our men. Because out of the 2,620 cases, men's cases, 520 were fatal. And like I said, one is one too many. So let's move on to this pink look. But before we go, like we always say, comment, like, subscribe. So for my pink look, I decided to go really pink with the Dior pink Corolle. It's very pink and I'm all the way here for it. And this is the 859. So originally, I'm just gonna chat while we do the eye, and then the only thing I have on is my complexion, my concealer, and my brows. I'm gonna do everything else on camera, and whatever I use off camera will be in the description box below. So originally I told Yadi, I'm just gonna go on there. I'm gonna be so blah on camera. I'm going in with this middle shade, and I'm just gonna put it everywhere. Just because it's kind of like the color of my skin, a little bit lighter. Just give it that base that we're gonna start with. So I told Yadi, you know, I don't know how personal I can get on this video without doing the ugly cry. And that's when I said, you know what? I'm not only makeup, I'm human. So I figured I would share as much as I feel comfortable sharing, and I hope that's not offensive. It's just personal. So 5 years ago, those of you who may be watching that have known me for many years, I was always very heavy-chested, very heavy-chested. And in 2014, I had my son, October 2014. I'm gonna go in with this shade here. And I knew he was probably gonna be the last, and he is. So I decided it was time. I was too petite to be carrying around the heavy chest load I was carrying around. So I told my husband, I want a breast reduction. He said, okay, go for it. I was going to therapy because of my back. Like, it was just a mess. And then I started the process, and finally my therapist wrote my insurance company a letter saying, hey, at the end of the day, what Aileen has is large breast. So unless she gets a breast reduction, she'll be in therapy for the rest of her life. So my insurance company actually reached out to me and said that they wanted to pay for a breast reduction. And I was like, this is it. Like, this is the time. So I was also ready, as you can imagine, because when I say, to put it into perspective, I went from an A to a C. I never wore a size B in my life. I feel like, you know, in the cartoons where you and you blow up. Like, I feel like that's what happened to me overnight. Like, I just, overnight. By the time I was in 8th grade, I was a size D. And by the end of 8th grade, I was a size double D. So, I'm going to this shade here, sorry. So by the time I was getting ready to have my breast reduction, I was a double G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, G, double G. It was painful. I didn't know what it felt like to jog, to run. I didn't know what it felt like to lay down in the bed and just relax your body. I would have to lay down long before I wanted to go to sleep, tense my body and slowly start loosening until I felt that sharp pain and tighten up again and go again. So that's when I had to get my first mammogram. When my surgeon said, not that you need it, you're so early into your 30s. I believe 5 years ago, I was 32. So the doctor said, but as a baseline, I need you to go get a mammogram. I was like, what? I don't need that. He said, you absolutely do. He said, when I do this surgery and you turn 40 and you have your first mammogram at the age of 40, I need a doctor to know what you look like before surgery. We'll do another one after, so they know what you look like after, so they know what are scars, so that when you turn 40 and they do a mammogram, you're not being wrongfully pricked for biopsies and all this stuff, because they know what you look like inside at 32. I said, okay, makes sense, whatever. Thought absolutely nothing about it. And I went for my appointment. Where's my brush? So now I'm gonna go into this shade here. There's a little purple shade. So I thought nothing of it. I went to my appointment. I had my mammogram. They don't hurt, but honestly, I have a high pain tolerance, and they were so large that I didn't feel anything. Anyway, like, I could have got hit by a baseball and been like, whatever, which was probably not a good thing. So I go to my mammogram and I call my doctor and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to schedule the surgery. I just went and had the mammogram. He's like, well, we might need to wait. What? What you talking about, Willis? And he said, I got a call from the hospital and they actually want to see you again. I said, for what? In my mind, it was, there they go again. These things are so large, they got in the way again. They got to squeeze it harder, whatever. That's what I thought. And that whole process of therapy appointments, so it started all in August, and at this point we were in October. So it was 5 years ago this month, earlier this month. So it was early October. I'm gonna go into this light shade on the front part of my eye with my finger, y'all. So it was October, and he says, I need you to go for an ultrasound. And I said, what? For what? Well, there's something that they really want to take a closer look at. I remember being in my office at work. and calling my mom and calling my husband. And I was like, what could this mean? Oh, it's nothing. They're just gonna check. Okay. And I'm gonna go in with this topper shade right in the middle. And this is gonna be a monochromatic look. Everything's gonna be pink. So I said, okay, whatever. Let's schedule the ultrasound. And I remember telling my closest friends. And I remember laying in the bed for the ultrasound. Until this day, I could still remember our text conversation. I was there alone. It was hard, but they definitely lightened up the mood. It was a fun conversation back and forth, and it was over so fast. And I was just like, okay, there goes that. So then I call, probably about 2 days later, I call my surgeon. And don't worry about this, we're gonna clean all that up. I call my surgeon and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to schedule. Psych. I'm like, what do you mean we're not ready to schedule? Well, and I'm like, what the hell? What now? Well, we need you to go get a biopsy. And I was like, this can't be real. At this point was when I felt anything bad you could think. I felt my life was in somebody else's hands and I knew nothing about my life. It was just such a weird feeling. And I remember, I'm just like trying to intensify this corner over here a little more, but not make it too purple and still make it look pink. So I think I need to stop dipping into this purple. And I'm gonna dip into this pink, the bright pink. And I'm gonna spritz it. I'm gonna wet it. And I remember like a biopsy. I called my mom. I interpreted her silence. My mom didn't say much, but she was scared. I remember my mom calling me one day and she's like, are you okay? I said, I am. I don't hear the energy in your voice. I didn't have it. I wasn't optimistic at this point. All I kept saying was, damn, all I wanted was a damn breast reduction. And here I am. So, I should probably not put shadow near my tear duct, huh? I'm gonna get through this. So I remember going to my biopsy alone. I just felt like I didn't want to bring anybody down. I didn't want anybody to get bad news with me. I did it all alone. I would come home, my family friends were here, and I remember being in excruciating pain driving back home the day of the biopsy. But I remember my friends, the specific group of friends, and you girls know who you are, texting me like crazy. And I was so bummed, and I refused to bring anybody down with me that I didn't respond. Well, let me tell you, this group of friends, they weren't having that. I didn't respond. I said, you know what? Like, I was just so bummed that I was like, they'll forget about me. I really thought my life was going to be over. And I was like, they'll forget about me. So in my mind, I'm telling myself, let me get them used to not having me around and just not answer. They weren't having that either. They showed up at my door. They all called each other and drove from crazy different locations. They don't live really close. Like, they're all here in Atlanta, but some live a lot closer than others at the time. And they all jumped in their cars, picked up wine, and came over, knocking on the door like the dang police. You would think somebody was dying in the house. And I was like, what the hell are y'all doing? We came to be here with you. You didn't answer our text. How are you feeling? What's wrong? I was down in the dumps. We got some wine. We pulled up chairs and sofas and everything we could think of on the front porch with our wine. Everybody cuddled together. It was cold that day, y'all. It was cold. Everybody was cuddled together. And we just drank. We talked. We had a good time. We cried. We did it all. It was a good night to see them all just come together for me to know I wasn't alone. It was beautiful. It really was. I don't know how else to say it. It was a beautiful experience. It was a powerful moment to have them all. And then came the dreaded 2 weeks. 2 weeks, you guys. I hear it's shorter now, but 5 years ago, it was 2 weeks. Why in God's name does a woman have to wait almost 2 weeks to know if she has breast cancer? Why? So, 2 weeks, I call my surgeon, and he says, we can schedule. I said, so I'm all clear. Well, there's some cells that are concerning, blah, 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 blah. But your breast reduction is so invasive. You're going to be pretty good. I was like, oh boy, did I. But he scheduled the surgery so fast. Like, he told me on a Thursday, okay, surgery's Monday. What? He scheduled it so fast. I couldn't even turn up. I couldn't even drink. I was like, Lord. And then after surgery, you can't drink. But let me tell you guys, I had 22 pounds of breast removed. 22 pounds. Not everybody's as lucky as I am. I didn't need chemo. I didn't lose my hair. I wasn't in excruciating pain when I woke up every day. I didn't lose my appetite. These are things that these women have to deal with day in, day out. But that's my story. I hope it empowers you to do a mammogram. Do a mammogram early. If you feel something in your breast, go to your primary care. They are also equipped with the ability to do a self breast exam on you and they can tell you, yes, I highly encourage this mammogram. They'll write you a referral, and 9 times out of 10, most women think their insurance won't pay for it till they're 40. But if you go to the doctor and the doctor themselves feels something, the doctor's gonna tell your insurance company, and your insurance company is gonna be like, oh crap, okay, and they'll pay for it. Of course, you'll have your deductible, all that crap, depending what your, what your insurance company is like, or what insurance coverage you have. And if you don't have coverage, there are places that help women that don't have coverage. I'm just getting my beauty sponge and cleaning up the line, because I don't want it to be harsh. See? And I don't have anything on this sponge but this Dior formula. Yes, Dior formula. So this is my monochromatic eye look. So I'm gonna get the Goss blush Peony. Yes, that's this one here. Is this the pinkiest one? Yeah. So I'm gonna get the Goss blush Peony, and right now I'm just going to do my brow bone with the highlighter that's in here. So yeah, I didn't need any of that. I was able to have an invasive surgery, my breast reduction, get it out the way. Oh, that's pretty. And then I remember when I woke up from surgery, my surgeon said, girl, was a mission. I said, why? He said, it was up here. So I kind of had to flip everything, get everything out. And then this one didn't look the same. So I had to do it all the same over here. I didn't want any. Honestly, I didn't want any breast. I said, can I just please be flat-chested? He laughed at me. He's like, you are 32 years old. I would never do that to you. I said, what? Do what to me? Like, do me a favor? Like, are you cray-cray? Do me the favor. So I'm going to go in with my Gucci bronzer before I go in with my blush and highlight. I said, please do me the favor. Do us all a favor, because these girls. And he was like, I would never, blah, 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 blah. Okay, sir. Can you make them as small as possible? I will make them to what makes you look proportioned. I swear if I could have delayed the surgery a year to try to lose as much weight as I could, just so being proportioned was a size A, I would have done it. Because when I tell you I want none, honey. But here I am, with a little something, something. And then I did something I had never done in my entire life since I was 11. I ran. When I healed, my mom and my husband, so my surgery was, remember I told you it took like 2-3 weeks to get results. My surgery was the Monday before Thanksgiving. Honestly, I'm using the viewfinder to see how my blush is going to look. I should probably be using a mirror. But because of the heat of the stove, I wasn't allowed to cook. My mom and my husband did a bomb-ass Thanksgiving dinner that I barely remember because of the meds. I remember my friend Ashley, she said she came over the day of surgery. I know she did. She's not gonna lie to me, but I don't remember. My brother-in-law said he came over the day of my surgery. I don't remember. I feel like I briefly remember. I remember a little bit, like when I woke up one of the days, I was like, where the hell did these balloons come from? We're using this is a white blush. There you go. You can see the pink. So it's like the highlighter has like a tint of pink to it. Oh, it's so pretty. So I'm like trying to pink it up over here. But like I said, you know, not all women are lucky. Every day I'm sitting here praying for my coworker. I know she's gonna get through it. When she called me, I said she was upset, obviously. And I said, honestly, I think you got through one of the hardest parts, which was the waiting. And she said the same thing. You're right. This Wayne Goss, guys. I feel like that stippling brush, no ma'am. We need to pack this puppy on. I don't know why I use that brush. That's the brush I always use. It's already stained with it. I hope, as my audience, learning a little more about me helps you understand who I am as a person, why I'm always turned up, why I'm always happy, why life is too short. Who has time to be upset all the time? Not me. Yes. This blush and highlight though. This monochromatic pink. What are we gonna do for that, for the lips? And we still need to do liner and mascara. Let me do my liner and mascara off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, so my liner and mascara is on, and these lashes, I don't know, I didn't do anything different today, but they are on point. So let's figure out what we're gonna do for a lip. I want pink, obviously. So as I look for lipstick, 1 year after surgery, they tell you, okay, every 6 months. What? Every 6 months what? Oh, we need to, every 6 months you need to come for a mammogram, starting 1 year after surgery. I think this is like the hottest pink lip liner I have. This is a Maybelline lip liner in the shade Rose. Sounds like every 6 months. I'm not doing that. And my husband was like, you have to. I did it. It wasn't fun, but I did do it. And y'all, I got a letter in the mail. And it's downstairs, filed away, and I'm not gonna throw it out because it said I can officially not go back until I'm 40. Yay! That is a huge deal for me. And I'm here preaching early detection, but I didn't want to go to every 6 months. It's like that song, I don't want to know. I didn't want to go through that feeling again. Whoa, that's a bright pink. And this is an e.l.f. lipstick in the shade Flirty and Fabulous. Oh, that's cute. She cute. Y'all already know. So, again, like I was saying, yeah, I'm sitting here preaching early detection. Don't skip your appointments. Go to your doctor. Blase, blase, blase. But I was, you know, if you're in that, why do I feel like I want more blush? Like, if you're in that mood where you're like, I don't want to know, I don't want to go, I get it. I really do. But we have to. Because we have so much more to live for. We don't have just us to live for. We have our kids. We have life. Life is good. And it's like I told my friend in the text conversation, you'll have your good days, you'll have your bad days, but every day alive is a great day. And that's what we got to focus on. And this monochromatic pink look, you guys know I like pink, but I like a rose gold pink. But this right here. So you guys, I thank you so much for coming. I hope me sharing my story will help you realize that your feelings are justified. Either you or the feelings of anyone you know going through it, they're absolutely justified. You don't want to admit it. You don't want to take anybody down with you. You just try to deal with it on your own. But let me tell you, they need you there. They do. Just be there, be supportive, do what you can do. Call them. How are you doing? Can I call Uber Eats for you? Can I this? Anything you can do. Can I come by and just sit down, have a glass of wine with you? Whatever the case may be. But give yourself those weekly breast exams. Go to your doctor, get checks, get your yearly checks. And in your yearly physicals, just say, if it's not something your doctor does, just say, do you mind doing just a self breast exam for me? They will gladly do it. And honestly, if you do not feel comfortable telling your doctor that, switch doctors ASAP. So I hope you guys enjoyed this monochromatic pink look, and I appreciate your time. And don't forget, we are all perfectly imperfect. Thank you guys. Love you guys. Bye.